Now, President Trump has today justified America's lockdown by claiming that Sweden is, by contrast, paying heavily in lives with its more relaxed response. The Swedish government has trusted rather than ordered its people to follow social distancing rules, with most schools and businesses staying open. But its death toll is now higher than its Scandinavian neighbours. Our Foreign Affairs correspondent Jonathan Rugman reports.
It says something about the fame of Sweden's chief epidemiologist that he's now been immortalised as a tattoo. Anders Tegnell, now a celebrity for defying the rest of Europe by avoiding a complete lockdown. There have been changes. The annual release of Swedish cows to summer pastures had to be broadcast online, as the usual influx of spectators would have broken a ban on gatherings of more than 50 people. But playgrounds, cafes and restaurants have remained open, allowing the virus to spread to an estimated quarter of Stockholm's population. And the chief epidemiologist says he isn't about to change tack.
It seems to continue to work reasonably well. We have about the same amount of new cases every day now. We had that for quite some time. The number of people entering into healthcare is also approximately the same. So it means there's a high pressure, but not increasing pressure. So far it's working.
So there's no sign of you changing course at all?
No, we don't have any plans like that.
Though shops have remained open, not everything is as normal as it seems. Sweden's central bank reckons the economy could contract by up to 9% this year, about the same as some predictions for the UK. With half the workforce staying at home anyway, social distancing rules aren't really needed here.
It hasn't been necessary yet because it's quite a lot of space. People can keep their distance, and I think people are respectful to each other.
Sweden has over 20,000 confirmed cases and over 2,000 deaths. Compare that with the UK's over 170,000 cases and over 26,000 deaths. But Sweden's population is a fraction of the UK's, and Swedes self-isolate anyway, with the world's highest number of people living alone. But still, Sweden's death rate is 24 per 100,000 people, compared with the UK's at 39, though Sweden looks poor compared with neighbouring Denmark at over 7 and Norway at under 4. The health authorities don't believe their more relaxed approach is at fault. They point out that the elderly account for over 85% of deaths and suggest they may have been too late in banning visits to care homes. Mr. Tegnell says he'll publish his findings next week.
What we can say is that we have a large amount of the deaths are connected to the elderly homes, and that we are now investigating very thoroughly what we can do with the elderly homes to prevent the contagion from entering into those places.
And many Swedes remain nervous of their outlier status. So although this school has stayed open, most of the teenagers in this class have been kept at home by their parents. No wonder, given that when it comes to group work, all social distancing rules disappear. Talk to the Hugemark family, though, who've all been ill with coronavirus, and they will tell you their infection is their protection, with widespread potential immunity giving Sweden an advantage in facing any second virus wave.
Since we're keeping this strategy of letting this pass through the people and just controlling it, and instead of locking down and then having to expand up, I think we're going to get there quicker in Sweden.
And that is, of course, all of Sweden's hope. Its chief epidemiologist's reputation is on the line here, though so is that of every other epidemiologist, and they must be hoping this unlikely celebrity doesn't prove them wrong.